Do you want to know the secret about business owners who seem to start a business and almost have immediate success, and others seem to struggle? And you wonder if it's your skill level or the idea that you went into. What if I told you that all of that was completely wrong? Now, I'm not saying that that isn't the case, that some people have a higher skill and have a higher thing, but what if you could get the same advantage that a lot of these business owners that don't seem to have any problem launching a business and seeing success have, and use it in your own business, right? Now, I'm talking about something that nobody really discusses, and a lot of the savvy business owners do on a regular basis, and it's even something you can do even if you don't have any connections. Sound good?
Yeah.
So, before I get into it, if you have any questions or you want to know how to do this in your business, simply drop a comment or send me a comment, or my cat's meowing, has me thrown off. Leave me a comment or send me a DM, and I'll be more than happy to discuss how you can use this in your business and if it's a viable strategy. And I can guarantee you that it is. Yeah, my cat agrees. So, if you're like most business owners, whether you've been in business for a while or you're just starting on a new idea, you tend to notice that the beginning can be a little rough. And there's a lot of that time that you spend looking around on forums, maybe chatting with people on Reddit, just going, why is it that I seem to struggle so much to get the first couple of sales or at least get going, while other people seem to have no problem whatsoever flying right off the handle and having major success? Well, like I said, what if I told you there was something that they're possibly doing and not realizing it, or that they know how to do, that you could learn how to do for yourself and get the same kind of jump start? Now, this can work if you've got a new idea or if you've been in business for a while and you need a little bit of help. And what this comes down to is a buyer's list. Now, you might be sitting there saying, okay, obviously the money's in the list. I knew this already. That's not some big revelation. But that's not what I'm talking. I'm not talking about your list. I'm talking about leveraging other people's lists. So instead of spending all of this time burning through as much money as you probably have saved up just to try and get a couple of sales, what if you could tap into the buyers of somebody else who's selling a same or similar product as you are, and then either be able to retarget those people directly or build a lookalike audience off of them? Now, before you go here and say, okay, I can't really use a lookalike, what I want you to realize is that you can use these lookalike audiences in all of the platforms: Facebook, Google, TikTok, basically anything that has an audience building. And believe it or not, you can actually even do it in offline marketing. Now, that's something that's really neat, and there's a few things you can do with it, but you can actually take buyers, upload them to a mailing house, and they can build a list of people who are similar to those people to mail to. Now, a lot of you may not be thinking about direct mail, and that's too bad, because the reality is there's a lot of money to be made in direct mail, but that's not really what I'm here to discuss. What I'm here to say is there's three ways you can actually go about doing this. First one is obvious: your own buyers list. Now, if you don't have a lot of buyers, that's okay. Option number two, find somebody who's got a buyer's list and get them to do it. Now, with affiliate marketing, this isn't too bad. Some of the people who have products in the affiliate space will let you use their buyer's list already. You just got to send them a communication and say, hey, I'd really like to use your list as a lookalike audience to make us both more sales. And the savvy ones will do it. The dumb ones will be like, I don't think that's a good idea. And that's a lot of times that's a good idea to avoid that particular business owner. But that doesn't mean you have to. Now, that's the two ways. Those are the two most common ways. The third way most people will think was like, oh, maybe I'll just, purchase solo ads or something along those lines. And while that is a viable strategy, that doesn't actually give you the buyer's list or the people to get in front of. The third strategy is literally what we call list renting. Now, a lot of services out there will actually allow you to look through all of the lists that they have. Some have buyers, some have people who are interested, some are professionals. There's a whole lot of them. In the old days, we called this the SRDS. It's standards, rates, delivery services. I don't know, some weird jargon crap, but basically was before digital marketing. This was how you got yourself a list of people to contact if you wanted to do direct mail instead of just paying for TV, radio, or newspaper. This was the better way to do it. And those list houses still exist and are still updated with people doing the same things. Now, it's not all offline. They have plenty of online components. They include emails and things like that. And you can actually tell them, hey, I would like a list so that I can create a retargeting list, or I would like the list so I can put them into a lookalike audience. And sometimes the rates will change above it accordingly. Now, most people think, okay, this has got to be like the most expensive option there is, right? Surprisingly, no. I've seen lists go for a couple $100. And that couple $100 gets you lists of thousands of names. We're not talking about a couple hundred. This is a great way to take your idea, if it's already established, you know that people are buying this is just your version of the product, and get it in front of these people who are already buying something. Now, if you're like, well, they already bought it, I don't want to spend more money on people who've already got something like this, you need to go and look at anything you do or anything your friends do and see how many of a thing they have. Like, have you ever seen just one diet book? One cookbook, for that matter, one hobbyist related title? Nobody ever buys one. People buy multitudes of it. And the nice thing is, if they're willing to buy one, a lot of times they're willing to buy another one. So it's a great way to get in front of the people who've already bought before. But like I said, the other part of this is you can use this list as a lookalike audience creation. So if you don't have the numbers of sales up front on your end, you just buy somebody else's list of buyers and you create your lookalike off of that. If you want any help doing this, figuring out where to go to get lists or setting any of this up, like I said, leave me a comment, send me a DM. This is from the Profit Architect, the CMO, who you can know that you should have hired, that you can't anymore. And my name is Eric, and I'll talk with you next time. Take care.